Alabama, here we come. We're on our way to Alabama.
On our way to Alabama, North Alabama.
Your cousin's got some property down there.
Bankhead National Forest. And we got a little cabin. Shoot some whitetails.
That's the plan.
Yeah. They should be chasing. The rut should be on. There's been a few guys I've seen posting online saying that they've seen some bucks chasing and pretty good activity down that way. So should be pretty good. My little cousin killed a good buck. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. Just up cruising. It actually was, I think he said it was 122 inches. So 100% public land. That's an awesome buck for Alabama.
Yeah.
For public
Got a
land.
little bit smaller.
Yeah, so hopefully we get a shot at something like that. There's plenty of big bucks down there. But, I don't know. We'll see how it
Now
goes.
across the state line, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
We are now in Georgia. So we go Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. Yeah. About a 5-hour drive. Not terrible. Just leaving work straight after work. It's going to be kind of a short trip, but it should be good.
I got some questions for you though.
Oh boy.
I figured we had a long trip. I figured I'd ask you a few questions.
Q&A, huh?
And for y'all watching, drop y'all's answers down in the comments. See what y'all come up with. But when's your favorite time to hunt? Early season, pre-rut, the rut, post-rut, late season?
I mean, of course it has to be the rut. I mean, that's everybody's favorite time, but
I'm a early season to pre-rut.
yeah.
I like the about right when the acorns fall, like October 20th.
When they're patternable.
They're a little more patternable, but I just feel like there's a little more foliage.
I can see that.
I like them when you can get them on that food source. The acorns dropping,
Yeah.
but they're leaving sign too. I'm a more early season pre-rut.
My thing is I hate hunting when it's hot. I can't stand it. I hate sweating. It just drives me
It
crazy.
does stink. About a 40 to 55. It's tolerable, but
I like it to be like 30s in the morning and get up to like in the 40s during the day, 40s to 50s during the day. But that 70, you walk in and it's 65 degrees and the mosquito's like zzz, 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 and he's trying to eat my earlobe.
absolutely number one hunting thing you gotta have is the shoot, what's it called?
The mosquito thing.
Yeah. Y'all know what it's called.
I forgot to.
All right. What's your favorite stand to hunt out of? Lock on, ground, ladder, climber, blind.
I'm gonna have to say lock on for sure. And this is like
saddle?
no a lock on tree stand that is pre-hung, ready to roll. So all I do is throw my safety harness on, backpack, walk into the stand, climb up the steps or pegs, whatever it is, and into the stand. It's the stealthiest, it's the quietest, it's the easiest. I just love it. I love having a stand in a place that I know where I'm going. I know that it's there. I know whenever I get there what it's going to look like. I've already trimmed shooting lanes.
And you ain't got to worry about clanking
And banging and stuff like that. I don't have to worry about going in, and going, oh, is this the tree I want, or is that the tree I want? And then climbing a tree, and it gets daylight, and then like, I wished I was 20 yards over there, you know.
I used to be a climber, but I've converted to the lock on. I'm liking it a lot better.
Since I introduced you to that, it's gonna be good.
It's a lot better. Yeah. All right. Third question. Would you rather hunt bow, muzzleloader, shotgun, or rifle?
Definitely archery. Definitely compound archery. There's something about fooling a deer and getting it in close and being able to draw and get drawn back and get a shot within 30 yards or 40 yards. I mean, there's just something about that is just, it doesn't matter.
It's just the close range.
Dude, like, I mean, shooting a big buck with a gun, now that's exciting, but I mean, shooting a 120-pound doe with a bow is like, I mean, I get jacked every time.
I like shooting bow, and it jacks me up, but a gun just, I don't know. I guess it's the noise, I don't know.
That black powder, like a muzzleloader, that muzzleloader where that smoke, like, shoots out the end of it, you know, and everything. You can't see anything. You don't know what happens. Like, there is an element to that is a little different.
Archery, though, it's hard to beat a good deer at inside 30 yards.
Yeah.
Like, that's
especially like me and you have talked about it before, where we say like at Land Between the Lakes or something like that, like public land, thousands of acres, you know, thousands and thousands of acres, and you're sitting in this area that's like, you can see 75 yards, and you have 4 deer, 5 deer, or a big buck that comes by you.
What's the chances of that?
Yeah, I mean, you have done your homework. You have done what you needed to do on thousands of acres to have these deer come within 20 yards of the tree.
Then to get a shot
of where you're sitting. There's nothing better than that. You know, I mean, sure, if you got a rifle or whatever, I mean, I can shoot comfortably at 125, 150 yards. Like, now that I've killed as many deer as I have with a bow and stuff, like, I feel like at 150 yards, it's pretty easy to fool a deer to them not know that I'm there, you know.
And I heard this the other day. I don't know who came up with it or who said it, but in archery, when you see the deer, your hunt has just began.
Yeah.
In gun, when you see a deer, your hunt's already over. I mean,
to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, you still gotta gut it and drag it, but
well, I mean,
you see it. If it's within 200 yards, it's dead. You know. Yeah. I mean, unless you're a bad shot.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that because I have I've missed with a gun before. You know, rushed a shot and stuff like that. And it's not guaranteed.
Right.
But yeah, you're.
I'm gonna go with archery though. All right, question number 4. This is a tough one. I don't think we've ever talked about this one. You got 2 deer. One is a typical, perfectly symmetrical, just beautiful deer. 30 yards. Right? 30 yards from him, you got let's not even say 30 yards from him. He's about to square off with this just absolutely freak, non-typical of a buck. They're both just absolute giants. One's non-typical, one's typical. Which one are you taking?
I'm gonna wait till they lock up and shoot both of them.
Okay. That'd work too.
I don't know.
I'm more of a non-typical. I like the freaky, gnarly, just junk going everywhere, one of a kind of deer. That's just me though.
double main beam.
Personal best.
Yeah, well, for a bow, yeah. And I mean, it's awesome, man. It really is. It is awesome to have something like that that's so unique and that nobody else has got, you know. Which there is no deer out there that is exactly the same, you know, but it is cool to have a unique deer like that. Now, just as far as just trashy, like no main frame to anything, I'm not too keen on that. But like, I mean, it's got like a main frame and then some kickers, drop tines, a couple things like that.
Drop tine would have to be like a dream.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, number 5. If you could hunt anywhere, what are you hunting and where?
That's hard, man. I've always wanted to go elk hunting. I've always wanted to go like up in the Colorado mountains somewhere, elk hunt. And I think that would be mine. Elk hunting in Colorado.
I think I'd go with the, saw Steve Rennell do it, the caribou in Alaska or Canada or somewhere. Just watching them on that migration pattern.
That
I just think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just to see them do that and how they do that every year. I saw Steve Rennell do it, so
Yeah.
all right, last question. I just made it up, just thought of it. Hold on, it's starting to get dark in here. What's your favorite hunting memory?
Man, I don't know. That's hard. Like I got a lot of good hunting stories, a lot of good memories, some bad memories. I won't say bad. There ain't no bad memories from hunting, but like, you know, disappointing. But man, I don't know. It'd have to be my first buck that I ever killed. You know, I mean, that was just an awesome experience, and I hunted for a long time before I got my first buck, even though I was 9 years old whenever I killed my first buck. And I hunted hard for 2 years. Well, it was my first deer, period. And I hunted for a long time.
Which buck was that?
It was a mainframe 8-point. I got it on my wall at home. I mean, it was one of the better deer that I ever killed. I mean, I killed some good deer and stuff for Alabama and whatnot, but you know, I never had the money to get them mounted or anything. But that particular deer, I mean, it's a long story, but long story short, my dad had put me in a place, and I had actually shot at a deer. We ran dogs back then, and the dogs had ran some deer by me, and I had a 20 gauge pump youth shotgun. Deer's like 40 yards, 50 yards.
Yeah.
Here I am shooting a buckshot at a deer 50 yards, you know. I'm 9 years old. I didn't know any better.
Did the job though, didn't it?
No, I didn't hit nothing. And my dad comes down there, you know, I shot. My dad comes down there and he's like, you get them? You get one? And I'm like, I don't know, they were down there. And he's like, all right, well, sit right here, show me where they are. And he walks down there. I'm like, keep going. And he's like, right here. And I'm like, no, keep going. And he's like, right here. No, keep going. He's like, son, there ain't no way. Like, it was literally like 75 yards or something. And so we start looking or wherever, you know, he's just being nice, I'm sure, you know, just helping me look and whatnot. And so we end up kind of down a ways in this holler, and he comes back up there, and he's like, the dogs are running, like you can hear them just running, just going and going and going. And all of a sudden they broke loose and kind of started coming our way, our direction. And he's like, you take off and go back to where you were sitting at. Like, like the same spot. And I'm like, okay. So I start heading off. Well, I didn't get 30 yards from him, 40 yards, maybe. And I hear the dogs coming, and all of a sudden I turn around, and there's this buck, and he's like literally 5 or 10 yards away. And I just start unloading on him, just boom, 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 boom. He runs out there about 10 yards and just falls over dead. And my dad comes running down there, you know, and he's all excited and all jacked up. Well, I didn't know the deer ran right by my dad, like 15 yards.
Pushed him towards you.
Well, I mean, the deer jumped the fence where, like, the dogs were running it, and it ran right by him.
Yeah.
And he said that it went by him, and he was on it and everything, and he let it go. And wherever he let it go, he was going, please shoot, please shoot, please shoot, please shoot. And all of a sudden, I let loose, just boom, boom, boom. And
that camera keeps falling.
yeah.
Bumpy roads.
So, yeah, so, I mean, it has to be my first deer that I ever killed. I mean, it was just an exciting day. And in that same day, there was a couple guys in our club that had killed deer. And, you know, they were all jacked up, beating their chest and everything. You know, oh, look at this buck that I killed. And everybody else was like, yeah, well, go look and see what the boy got.
9-year-old.
Yeah, let's see what, look and see what the boy got, you know. And I had this big old buck waiting in the back of the truck. So yeah, it was a good time. That was awesome. No, that's an awesome memory. I mean, I just worked so hard for that deer, you know, like I don't know. I feel like kids these days, you know, deer are so abundant these days and stuff. It's like you can take a kid out the first time and he can see something or kill something, you know. And I hunted for. I mean, I went with my dad, you know, and sat with my dad with a BB gun with a Red Ryder, you know, and then whenever I got my own gun, heck, it took me a solid 2 years of being in the woods every single chance I got, you know, to get it done and get that buck. So that buck just meant so much to me, and to him too, you know. I mean, he was so excited. He was so jacked, and the irony of the story too is a year to the day that I killed that deer, my dad killed his biggest buck the year before while I was sitting with him, and he was trying to get me to shoot it, and I insisted on turning around and facing the other direction because he was like, it's gonna come right down through here. And he insisted, you know, I insisted on turning around. Sure enough, I turned around to sit facing the other way. 15 minutes later, the deer comes down 30 yards and he shoots it, you know. But yeah, that was a here boy, you'll listen to me from now on lesson, I guess. So.
Well, I'd have to say mine. Shadow.
Oh God.
It's just a story in itself. Like, I don't know. It's such a good night though. Like,
it was fun. It was funny, man. It was awesome.
The story got to the highest of highs, and then it just tanked. I mean, it was just.
Yeah.
I shot this buck. It was probably dark as it is outside right now. It probably wasn't even legal light, to be honest. I was sitting over a scrape there between the legs, and he came in. I heard him coming in. It sounded like a monster. I mean, all I seen was an antler and a big old body. And
let one fly.
I let one fly. Never heard it crash or nothing. So I backed out, went to camp. What did we have? We even had spaghetti that night, I think.
I don't remember, but I know I was at camp. I had just gotten there. I had just came in.
I had it all talked up. I mean,
biggest deer I ever seen.
200-pound stud. Needless to say, we get down there. It went about 30 yards. I think it's so light I didn't even hear it fall. Little basket rack 7-point. Probably didn't wait.
He was literally like this.
It probably didn't weigh 80 pounds soaking wet. But just the camaraderie and just the jabs I took while we was dragging it out, like, I don't know, it was just a good night.
It's fun, man. I mean, like, and that's what's awesome about hunting in general, is just like, you don't have to be the biggest buck. It don't have to be like, the best memories are, for me, are not always when you killed something, or, you know, or even wherever you killed the biggest buck, you know, like.
But needless to say, that we dubbed him Shadow because that's obviously what I was seeing. Good times.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Well, Taylor's taking me along to Bammy, so he's got his own fishing page.
Yeah, y'all go follow me at TDW Fishing on YouTube.
I'll leave it down in the description. There we go.
And also on Instagram too, same thing, TDW Fishing. So yeah, if y'all enjoy some fishing content, y'all go check it out. I try to post as much as I can. It'll probably slow down a little bit this winter, but yeah, it's got a little bit of good stuff on there. You might enjoy it.
Y'all stay tuned. Hopefully we get on some bucks in the morning. See what we can come up with.
A little bit of weather coming in.
Yeah, a little bit of rain.
We got some rain coming tomorrow, but Sunday and Monday should be like on fire, I hope.
They should be fired up.
I hope it's good.
Well, you got anything else to say?
I'm good. Y'all stick with us.
See-yins in the stand.
Maybe he'll get him another shadow.
I don't know about that.
See you guys.
About to make a sacrifice with my second orange vest, though. If you know what that means. I'll take cloth over dry, crunchy leaves any day. It's raining here, and I scouted a little bit this morning, found a decent little setup I liked, and it started raining harder. It's supposed to be out of here in about an hour, but found me a little shelter to take care of business and eat me some lunch. Well, while we're waiting on this rain to pass, I'll show you my gun. It's a Ruger M77 Hawkeye. It's a 270 caliber. I've had it for a few years now. Believe it or not, I actually traded an old Honda 300. It's like a 92 Honda 300 for it, and a snowboard. I think I only had like $600 in the four-wheeler, but it's got a Vortex Crossfire 2 scope on it. I like it pretty well. Killed some deer with it. She's good. Wait till this rain passes and try to get back out there. First scrape for the day.
exciting. Had those deer come in. That buck was chasing a doe. He stopped twice, and both times his vitals was covered. And that doe was right here below me at 5 yards. In this fire cut, she was like right in there. And I seen she saw me, and that buck was right in that. I mean, you can see those 4 trees. Like he's behind those 2 big trees. And all I seen was his hind quarter. And they took off, ran down, back up that ridge right there. And then a third one came in. I couldn't tell if it was a doe or a buck, but it came the same way. If it's a buck, it's little. They just came in this bottom right here. And they was 50 yards before I even saw them or heard them. Little sneakers. Well, overslept a little bit, and it's been raining this morning. It's just now died off, so we're about to get out and go look for some places to hunt. Had us a fire last night, drinking some cold ones. Here's a cabin, nice little setup. Got a bed there, kitchen, bathroom, some more beds. I slept up there. Pretty nice little setup. I would show you the bathroom. Somebody's in there taking the deuce. Oh well. About to head out. Got any words of wisdom, birthday boy?
Shoot straight, bud.
You gonna lay one down?
One walks in front of me.
Sounds good.